Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome back to old London town. We're going ghost hunting. Last episode, we got some stuff done. We managed to get into the British Paranormal Society. I keep forgetting what they call it in this game. Something like that. And we sort of made some progress there, except the head of the theater we need to get into is gonna make a bet with us, and we have to show him we have something of value to wager, and we don't have anything of value right now. So we're gonna deal with that in another time. And instead, we went back to the spooky house, broke into the basement, tricked some thugs into thinking we were ghosts, and got ready to prepare our investigation, which is what we're going to be doing tonight. And here we are. Ventilation rack. Just gonna refamiliarize myself with everything in here. Ventilation duct connecting to other rooms could alert me if those chaps return to the house. That's right. We need to pay attention. Okay. I don't think there was anything we could pick up in here. All right. Let's get out our ghost box. My prototype is not finished yet. I'll need to give it the final touches before I can start my investigation here. Oh, hmm. The bottles contain a dark green liquid. Bottles are empty. What is the point? This is just what I need. The two coils. It's a very delicate device. The rust on the copper wire could cause a malfunction in the machine. I don't want to take any risks. Wait a minute. Complex electromagnetic pulses, this artifact to increase paranormal activity. It's practically finished. The only thing left to do is join the two coils together with a wire. Otherwise, it will not work. Well, I tried to do that. Oh. Here we go. I managed to remove all the rust from the copper wire thanks to the acid. I'll keep the empty flask. I may need it later. All right, we got ourselves a thingy. I'm sure that will come in handy later. Oh, sorry, my cat is making noises at me, and I'm not sure what she wants. Hmm. Oh, no. Oh, please, kitty, knock it off. Aren't pets wonderful? So, here, 1 second. Let me mouse has come loose. kind of need that for this. There we go. Right. Now, for wire on the prototype. We got this. The machine should work now. All right. Let's investigate the ghost. I hope it works. I hope so too. Our studies concluded that there was a certain relationship between supernatural manifestations and electromagnetic waves. Right now, the machine is agitating those waves to enhance them. This is the same thing ghost hunters do these days. It seems to be working. The temperature has dropped considerably. The next step is to make contact with the entities. As far as I know, Thomas Highmore was the first to enter the house, and he hanged himself in this very basement. From then on, strange phenomena began. Dear God, I'm so nervous. Here we go. Is there anyone there? Right. Let's try introducing ourselves. Again, this is the same thing that modern day ghost hunters do. My name is Patrick Moore. What is yours? We're having about as much luck as modern day ghost hunters. Reveal yourself. Right? Thomas Highmore, I summon you. Yes. Thomas Highmore, is that your name? Two-way communication. Thomas Highmore, I have some questions for you. If you want to say yes, knock. But my machine. Incredible. The concentration of energy has just materialized out of nowhere. And it picks up. A watch. It be the gold rusty. It materialized in the energy concentration from the ceiling. The supernatural transfer from one place to another is categorized as taught. What I just witnessed was a portal to another dimension. I never thought I'd witness one. There's a date inscribed on the back. 1812. Damn it! Them noises are coming from the basement. Should we go down? Are you daft? There ain't no doubt this house is haunted. Let's tell Tom, and if he wants to go down, he can. Where's he at? Watching the door. I'll tell him to come running. I think the investigations are over for now. Well, that was a very successful investigation. Patrick, you did good. Report. I still can't believe it. Were they looking for proof of the afterlife? Well, damn it, here it is. And this house. I have no words to express such a discovery. It's the Everest of haunted houses. You lot see that, you idiots? I managed to sneak out through the bleeding window. So if you've heard noises in the basement, it's because someone slipped in through there. From now on, I want one of you keeping watch on the basement. Dick straws, but if I hear any more ghost stories, I swear I'll kick your arses. Got it? Yeah, guess we're not investigating in there anymore. Do, don't mind me. Hmm. Hmm. You're the bloke who wanted to get into the house, ain't ya? I still want to. In fact, I've tried to locate the owner, but I couldn't. You swear you haven't been skulking round the bleeding house? Someone's been inside, and something tells me they were in cahoots with that little boot block. I hope you are not accusing me of trespassing on private property. No, I ain't saying that, I think. I don't want to see you wandering around here. Got it? Yep, that's fine. Ooh, objects from another dimension. Get material proof of the great beyond. All right, well, let's head back to the university and show it to our boss. I mean, I don't know how we're going to prove to him that it was dropped by a concentration of spiritual energy, but you know what? We can give it a try. Henry, take a look at this. What's your watch? It is not just any old watch. It is an airport. What? It materialized out of thin air. Are you serious? When did it happen? In the basement of 34 Benwell Street. A genuine haunted house, Henry. I experienced a wide range of phenomena. Hierophanies, manifestations of spectral energy, bi-directional communication with an entity named Miss Highmore. Are you serious? Yes, Henry. We have done it. All this you're telling me is fascinating and terrifying. Were you scared? Scared? I've spent my entire adult life waiting to witness something like this, Henry. I was ecstatic. In a situation like that, there is no room for fear. I admire falseness. Let me see the evidence. Good Lord, I never have put in my hands. We are privileged. I will present it to the board as evidence of court. Evidence of what? It's a watch. It's engraved with a date, 1812. That could be indicative of Henry. So many questions. Where did the watch come from? How many dimensions does it travel to appear in the basement of 34 Bentley Street? However, those won't be the questions the skeptics of the board will ask. They certainly won't be. Oh, just look at it. Huh? Because look at it. Much to my dismay, I will play devil's advocate. If I told you it just materialized in the closet, what would you say? Keep it, by the way. It has been there for some time. I know what you mean, and I'm aware that the watch is not conclusive evidence. Although you could ask the board to analyze it. That will give us more time. And hopefully the test will reveal something odd about it. Do you agree? I agree, and I will do so. But what about the results you achieved in the basement? Can you repeat the test? Yes, thanks to my prototype. But it got smashed and I left it there. I had to run out to the basement because... Never mind, it's a long story. Unfortunately, the board won't accept that report as evidence. We must return to that conclusion. Sure thing. It will be difficult to gain access to it. Not to mention that I would have to rebuild the electromagnetic field prototype to achieve the same results. And that would take time. Let's not my patterns. As I said, I will present the apples to the board and try to buy you some more time. Further build the machine and we'll make sure the entire board is present. Beat the I mean, at least the boss is on our side. Right, thanks, Henry. We got a necklace. We have a valuable thing now. We have a valuable thing now. And we know who needs a valuable thing. To the BAS, the British Association of Supernatural Studies. That's what they call the London Ghost Club in this. Here we go. Okay, all right. You want something valuable? I got something valuable. Maybe. Here. Is this an acceptable wager? It looks like gold. Ah, I see we speak the same language. Very well, let's play. Your article seemed to suggest you knew everything about the BASS, although it only focused on what you consider our mistakes. We also had successes. Did you know that last year we made contact with an illustrious Englishman during a séance? It's a well-known fact. The news appeared in a distinguished London newspaper. It was published a couple of days before the winter solstice. Now, tell me who it was and you'll win the bet. Is that it? That's all. Well, do you know who it is? Let me think. I will be lenient and give you time to think about it. You do not need to answer me now. Oh, we know where to get newspaper information. Oh, actually, we have two sources of newspaper information. Let's Tim first. Elements of the Merry Widow with Lily Elsie, and that went by too fast. Hello again, little Tim. Stop calling him Little Tim. Tim, of course. I'm looking for a piece of news. I hope you can help me. What news are you looking for, Mr. Moore? It's about the British Association of Supernatural Studies. Last year, they allegedly summoned a spirit at a seance. Does that ring a bell? Actually, I think it does. I don't remember the details, but I know it took up a whole page in the Morning Herald. The Morning Herald, huh? Do you remember the date when that news was published? I'm afraid I don't recall the exact date, Mr. Moore. And do you know who they summoned? I'm not quite sure about that either, Mr. Moore. Thank you, Tim. I hope I've been some help. Hmm. So the seance of the supposed summoning appeared in the Morning Herald. Interesting. And we know it appeared in December because it was around the winter solstice. So now we're going to go to that newspaper archivy place. That's down from the Red Lion. I think this is where it was. Yes, yeah, here. This place. Donovan and Fletcher. Hey, it's you. Welcome. Ooh, you can actually help me now. I need information. You've come to the right place. What topic? I need information about a seance of the BASS. It's done, sir. How long would it take you to provide it? We're quite busy at the moment, so it could take a couple of days. But that is too long. Isn't there any way to speed up the process? And not unless you provide us with enough data to find the news quickly. It would help if you knew newspaper, where the article was published, day, month, and year. If you provide us with that information, we could locate the news in minutes. Would you like to try? Yes, why not? Very well, sir. Do you know in which newspaper the article you're looking for was published? I do. The Morning Herald. The Morning Herald. Day and month. Mm, It was a few days before the winter solstice. So the 19th? 19th of December. And if it's 1907, and this was last year, it would be 1906. Oh, look, please wait here. I think that was all right. I'm bad at numbers. But that was some pretty simple math to do. And you know, it was multiple choice. That helps. Eureka! Did you find the news? Yes, there you go. This is what I was looking for. Darwin from the Great Beyond. According to this article, on 19th December 1906, the British Association for Supernatural Studies managed to contact Charles Darwin in a seance. For God's sake! I don't know which is worse, the deceit of the BASS or the gullibility of the Morning Herald. Patrick Moore, you're a man after my own. I'm very grateful, Mr. Fletcher. However, there is a problem. You see, I don't have the money right now to pay for the service, but I promise. Don't worry about that. The first service is compliments of the house. Oh, I'm embarrassed to say this, but you've taken a load off my mind. Subsequent services obviously must be paid for. Oh, certainly. It was a pleasure to help you. All right. So now we can go back and tell the bass guy you contacted Darwin. Except that didn't happen. I don't know, maybe it did. We did have a ghost talk to us. So maybe these guys have pulled off some real stuff. Mr. Westmore? Yes. I think I have the answer. Really? Let's hear it. Charles Darwin. Oh, very good. I see you have done your homework. I must admit this is the first time I have lost a bet, although I made it easy on purpose. I just wanted to show you that in the BSS we achieve results, which, by the way, is something you and Professor Ward failed to do. A premise is a premise. Wait here. Charles Darwin, checkmate, Professor. Professor takes you not to question the results of the BSS. Wait a moment. I started to see something in the mirror. Professor Moore, come here, please. Show this to Robinson. I believe he is the one at the door today. He will take you to the dressing rooms. Thank you very much, Mr. Westmore. Listen carefully to what I am about to tell you, Professor. I will soon leave cold England and settle in sunny California. I want my daughters Vivian and Helen to grow up in a different kind of environment, more in keeping with the times. Despite all the technological advances we are experiencing, old England is still stuck in the past. What I mean is that I won't be here to defend the interests of the BASS tooth and nail. Don't be too harsh on us, Professor. We already have enough skeptics who believe these matters are just fantasies. Believe it or not, you and I are in the same boat. You will keep that in mind, Professor Moore. I'm sorry to say that I will continue to hold the same opinion of this institution. I cannot go against my principles, but I admit that I should be more discreet regarding this association in the future. Yes, that is good enough for me. Give Miss Shaw my regards. Thank you again, Mr. Westmore. Probably go a little easier on him, dude. Oh, we can't even go there anymore, so we are done, done, done. Off to the Westmore Theater. Hmm. Look at what we got. Click the bearer of this note to meet Miss Shaw. Wow. Westmore, what is wrong with your signature, my dude? It's even worse than mine. Alrighty then. We still have the necklace too. I wonder what we're gonna end up using that for. Do you have a minute? Mr. Westmore was kind enough to give me this note. Man. Hmm. Yes. All right. The show is not over yet. I'll have Clark escort you to the box seat so you can watch the last few minutes. When it's over, he will take you to Miss Shaw's dressing room. Is that all right with you, sir? It's more than all right with me. Please go in. I'll inform Clark. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great pleasure to share this magical evening with you. You have witnessed the possibility to cross the thin line that separates our plane of existence from the beyond. You have also been witness to how the dead still have much to say to those of us who remain in this world. I can only say thank you for... Wait a moment. A young man. He has been wounded. A war. Far from here on another continent. He is calling for his mother. He knows he is going to die in a few minutes. He's bleeding out. Do not cry, my dear. What is your name? I can't hear you clearly. Warren? Walt? He knows his mother is here. Oh. What's your mother's name, dear? Amelia? Amelia Reinhardt? Anyone in the audience with that name? Oh my God, Walter! Please come to the stage. Your son wishes to be with you in this delicate moment. Amelia Reinhardt. That's me. What's here? Your son died in a war, didn't he? He died in the Battle of Rorke's Drift in South Africa, fighting against the Zulu Empire. He couldn't bid you farewell, but thanks to the fact that the spirit world is not bound by the same temporal rules as ours, we can remedy that. I want to say goodbye to him. Walter, are you there, Walter? Walter, are you still with us? Yes, here's your mother. Do you want to say something to her, Walter? This charade must end. Who is the fool who dares to attempt a communication with the other side? So much is happening. Oh no! Drop the act, Miss Shaw. Your role as a medium is beyond your abilities. I can't do a Hungarian accent, I'm sorry. All the way from across the Atlantic, Mr. Harry Houdini, the great escapologist. A round of applause, please. I warn you, if you do not get off the stage immediately, I will lock a thousand padlocks on that straitjacket of yours and have you thrown into the Thames. Let's see if this time you manage to survive your star act. Damn. I see you not only engage in fortune telling, but also mesmerism. You have everyone hypnotized. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for this interruption, but you must know that this woman is deceiving you. What is happening, Miss? I'm losing everyone's voice at this point. Ignore him, Miss Reinhardt. Miss Shaw is not speaking with Mrs. Reinhardt's son. She's never spoken with the dead. And how do you know my son died in the war? You are Amelia Reinhardt, owner of one of England's most important steel empires. Everyone knows that tragically you lost your son in the war against the Zulu Empire. Are you getting the picture? Many of you are London society figures. Most of the information Miss Shaw has brought to light tonight is public. And what isn't, she and her team have thoroughly investigated about you beforehand.
digging deep into you and your deceased loved ones to perpetrate this lamentable spectacle. Don't be deceived by the crude tricks of this fraudster.
Walter? Yes, no, don't please.
I know what you're trying to do, Shaw. Don't go there.
Walter says we are not taking him seriously.
No, son, please. Stay with us. Damn it, Shaw.
Walter says he has little energy left to remain in this plane. Mr. Houdini's introduction has hastened the little time he can spend among us. Walter? Wal- Walter is no longer with us. I'm sorry you couldn't say goodbye to him, Mrs. Reinhardt.
Damn you, sir. Are you proud of what you have done? Because of you, I couldn't bid farewell to my deceased son. Be rational, Mrs. Reinhardt. Your son has never been in this room.
Houdini! How could you do this to a mother? Guys, the audience is starting to get nervous, Houdini. You still have time to leave this stage.
Haven't you seen what just happened? She used a mother's pain to emotionally manipulate you and... Houdini!
These people came to see a show. If you don't leave right now, I'll punch you in the stomach.
Jesus!
And what a show they will have.
With your attitude, you're legitimizing these scams. You ignorant punch.
I'm sorry for what happened to Mrs. Reinhardt. Can't you contact my son again? Unfortunately, it does not work that way. You can return to your seat. That is all, ladies and gentlemen. We have traveled through remote and unexplored worlds without leaving our seats. We have heard everything the deceased had to say. I hope you've had an evening of unimaginable sensations. And remember, the dead speak to us. We just need to pay attention. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that was a lot. A lot just happened.
If you would be so kind as to wait here, Miss Shaw will attend to you shortly.
Thank you very much. I'm really sorry Houdini sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger half of the time. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, let's look around. Peter Shaw is about to arrive. I do not have time to search the drawers without being caught. I can barely see my reflection. Everything's cluttered with fan letters and a couple of photographs of Miss Shaw with Henry Irving and Thomas Hardy. There is a note from Richard Westmore. It says, "We're making a fortune, Beatrice." For God's sake, Oliver, don't you know Houdini was in town? Yes, I did, but I did not expect him to attend the show. That scoundrel is determined to disrupt the work of mediums. He's obsessed. It won't happen again, Beatrice. I promise. Oh, don't worry. Luckily, I know how to deal with these kind of people.
Haha, and here's Pat's report.
Trigor, it's about time I finally met you. Do you know who I am, Miss Shaw? Oh, of course. Let's dispense with formalities. Call me Beatrice. Nelson has told me a lot about you. In fact, he never stops talking about you. Let's cut to the chase, Beatrice. Do you know where Professor Ward is? Miss Howell? At the university, I suppose. You should know better. No, he is not there. Well, where is he then? I was hoping you could tell me. One moment. Have I missed something? Professor Ward has absconded with a significant sum of money from a donation to the university. Nobody knows where he is.
Nelson, a thief? Impossible. He doesn't care about money. Do such a thing.
I wonder the same. I'll ask again. Do you know where I can find him?
Ease your tone with me, young man. I don't know what you're insinuating, but I'm as confused by the news as you are.
I'm sorry. It has been a very tough day. At first, I found out my colleague is a thief, then the board expresses its desire to shut down the Department of Metapsychical Research if I don't prove the existence of the afterlife in 72 hours. To top it off, my fiancé has broken ties with me, I've been kicked out of my own house, and all my money has been frozen in the bank. I am a nervous wreck, so permit me some vehemence.
Oh, I am so sorry. But believe me when I say I have no idea where Nelson is.
You were seen with him at the Red Lion.
You thought I was his accomplice, did you? Your informant never considered that we were just two old friends having a pint at our usual haunt. The Red Lion is the perfect place for me to go unnoticed. They're too drunk to recognize me.
What's your relationship with the professor? Are you...
Chris? No, no. Nelson has never shown interest in romantic relationships. I have no interest in men either. We've been lifelong friends. We grew up together in Whitby. We've hardly ever been apart since.
The professor never spoke of you.
We're talking about Nelson, so does it really surprise you?
I admit we basically only talked about professional matters. I gave up on him talking about his personal life.
Don't blame yourself. I have to be very persuasive to get him to talk about anything other than metapsychics. Nelson lives in his own world. He never wanted to be diagnosed, but I think he has early onset neurophrenia. I suppose that's why he's seen as an eccentric person.
That would explain a lot.
But he's the most upright and honest person I know. So all this talk of theft and flight has me baffled. Something smells fishy about this.
With all due respect, I do not believe you have psychic powers.
You are right to think that, because I do not have such powers. It is all a charade, as that buffoon Houdini pointed out. My calling is scientific, Patrick. My dream has always been to pursue science, but they wouldn't let me into university, a place exclusive to men. Everything is exclusive to men in this rotten society. I had to be self-taught, and I have become a good scientist. But damn it, I can't prove it.
I find it curious that as a scientist you have no qualms about what you do.
I take money from those who hindered my professional career. I have managed to amass a fortune at their expense. As far as I'm concerned, I have a clear conscience. I'm worried about Nelson. He must have been coerced into doing what he did. It's not like him. I refuse to believe it. Do you have any clues as to where we can find him?
No, every lead I followed regarding his whereabouts has led me to you.
Oh, have you checked if he's in his workshop?
Oh, workshop.
He never told you about it, I see.
Does he have a secret workshop? Obviously.
A secret wouldn't be the word. He would simply forget to mention it. You know how he is.
Like a box of surprises indeed.
Nelson wanted me to have a spare key to the place. I have it stored in that drawer. Will you come with me?
Don't you have a function next?
My best friend has gone missing. The last thing I care about is entertaining a bunch of rich folks. So let's go and not waste any time.
All right, moving right along now. All right, so Professor Ward,
You look tired. Why don't you take a nap? I'll let you know when we are about to arrive.
I am all right, not to worry.
I won't insist. I hate London. Its streets, its people, its repressive morality. The only good thing about this city is Nelson.
Although he's from Whitby.
I guess that doesn't count. What's your story, Patrick?
Excuse me.
Both you and the professor are obsessed with finding out what lies beyond death. In admirable fashion. Both of you would give anything to know the truth. So tell me, where does this interest come from? I saw a ghost when I was a child. Interesting.
I think it was my little brother.
He died of polio when I was 9 years old. Oh, I'm so sorry, Patrick. I can't imagine how hard it must have been for you.
It was Beatrice. It was.
It happened on the night of his funeral. I heard footsteps in the hallway that startled me. They were heading towards the room Cedric and I shared. At first, I thought those steps belonged to one of my parents, but it didn't sound like their walk. It sounded like Cedric's walk. Before they had deformed his right leg, his feet was distinctive. I jumped out of bed, opened the door to the hallway, and it was him. His face was contorted in a perpetual grimace of agony and pain. He was bumping into walls with violence. He was banging his head against the door frames as if something was eating him up inside, and he was trying to get rid of the pain. It must have been terrible. So horrible that I couldn't bear it and I fainted. I never told my parents. Would they have believed me? I doubted. Neither did I want to cause them any more pain than what they were already enduring.
Jesus, Patrick!
What I saw was real. It was not a hallucination or a dream. There's no one in the world who can convince me otherwise. For years I've been obsessed not only with the fact that we can see the immaterial world, but also with what is happening to these kind of souls. I don't buy into those benevolent stories of ghosts appearing to their loved ones to bid farewell. That is usually what I do in my shows, yes. Pure fantasy, I'm with you. If we go back to ancient times, the figure of the ghost has always caused terror. Ghosts have been feared since the dawn of time. Why are they used in literature as a chilling element? Why does the word itself have that terrifying connotation? They are our loved ones, right? It should be cause for celebration, a hope that they visit us after death and that we can contact them. As with visions of angels or virgins, no one was scared of the apparitions of Lourdes in 1858. Exactly. Cedric's appearance was of a different nature. It conveyed anger, pain, aggressiveness. It was the very embodiment of terror. Something happens to us when he comes to the other side. We want to know what it is. I can't bear the thought of my poor brother who suffered in life, also suffering in death. He doesn't deserve it. No one deserves to end up like that. Most religions assure us that eternal peace awaits us after death. Rubbish.
They're wrong.
Do you want to hear my story?
Well, of course, go ahead.
Nelson and I witnessed a similar apparition when we were children. It was at St. Mary's Church in Whitby. There were rumours that strange noises were heard in the church some nights. The parish priest denied it, but everyone knew something was out of line. The village elders talked about the ghost of a former prior who roamed the church at night. We have always been passionate about these issues, and like the good rascals we were, we snuck into the church one night hoping to see a ghost. Childhood fantasies, you know. We sat on one of the benches closest to the exit, just in case. We were there in the dark for over 3 hours with nothing happening. But suddenly we saw the benches near the altar starting to move on their own. A dark silhouette materialized and began pushing the benches with violence while approaching us. We heard its voice, but we couldn't interpret what it was saying. Its tone denoted anger. That scared us more than its mere presence. I don't know how we overcame the fear, but we managed to get out of there. That same night, we promised to dedicate our lives to studying these phenomena.
Did you become a researcher?
Oh, yes, most of my life has been dedicated to research with Nelson, but we didn't succeed. Nelson had support as a forensic scientist and later as a professor at the university. He could afford something as basic as living. I needed money. Research in this field was a guarantee of starving to death, and we weren't achieving great results either. So I put aside the investigations and became Beatrice Shaw, the great medium. Nelson didn't take it very well, although he never informing me of all his progress. Last I met at the Red Lion, he told me he had found an ideal place to investigate.
Number 34 Benbow Street.
Yes,
I have been there. I managed to contact an entity.
are you serious? Sim was right. We have to go back there and conduct a thorough investigation. Those idiots who want to shut down the department will have no choice but to eat their words. Oh, we are arriving. Hopefully, we will find Nelson sleeping soundly in the workshop, unaware of all that's happening.
I don't think so.
But, Professor, there seems to be no one here.
Let me try. Nelson, you fool! Open this blasted door! Nelson is looking for you. I'll open it.
He's not here. We should search the laboratory. Maybe there's something that will give us a clue to his whereabouts.
Good idea. I think the light switch is nearby. Where? Ah, here it is.
Let there be lights.
Let's turn this place upside down.
And how about we all stop talking for a moment? Because oh my goodness, my poor voice. I just need to pause a moment and have a drink here. There has been a whole lot of talking in this one. Oh my goodness. All right. We're gonna investigate the laboratory and then probably call it on this one. Right.
It looks like a high-powered electric generator. Why would the professor need such voltage?
What was Professor up to?
This box is full of technical drawings. I'll take a closer look. Hmm, it can't be. Beatrice,
What have you found?
come take a look at this.
Is this what I think it is?
The box of revelations.
Nelson couldn't stop talking about it. High-tech machinery that can reveal the hidden.
A real-time viewer of the beyond. A fantasy. We theorized a lot about this device, but we gave up when we assumed it was impossible to build it with existing technology. However, from what I see, yes, it seems Professor found the key. If we connect, oh my God, of course, it could work. Take a close look at this document. I read, designed by Professor Nelson Ward and Professor Patrick Moore. Yes, the core part of this machine is based on my electromagnetic wave booster. Thanks to it, I've been able to contact Thomas Highmore at the old Benwell Street house. There are several names associated with parts of the machine. Let's take a look. Figure one. One of these pieces would fit into a side spring. Eugene Wood. Does that name ring a bell? He's a renowned photographer specializing in post-mortem images. Mourning portraits. Photographs of the deceased for the family's remembrance. I find it a distasteful practice.
Says the fake medium.
I hope they do not photograph me like that when I die. In fact, I have stated in my will that I want to be cremated and emptied down some drain. I hope my last wish is fulfilled. I think that piece is a photographic plate. One of the functions of the Box of Revelations is to visually record the surroundings.
This is quite the machine, my goodness.
That tube is meant to contain ectoplasm, correct? You're right. Since ectoplasm is the materialization of certain elements from beyond, we have theorized that, if treated and enhanced, it could be a strong conduit for displaying that invisible reality. But Florence, cool. She's an even more fraudulent medium than you, if I may be so bold. Florence too could manifest an entity called Katie King through her body. And yes, it was proven to be a fraud. And the professor knew it.
That's what I'm concerned about, trusting the collection of ectoplasm to Florence Cook. This here, it's a geometric figure. The space is intended for the machine's generator. For the box of revelations to be autonomous, we need significant power. We conducted several tests synthesizing and miniaturizing various generators. We were unsuccessful. It was one of the reasons we couldn't carry out a prototype. However, it seems that Nelson found an alternative. There's no doubt about it, but I don't know what that figure could be. Professor Silas Bennett? Who are we talking about? Silas Bennett is a reputable yet eccentric archaeologist. He spends much of his time searching for artifacts out of time and place. This has led to a rather dubious reputation. Artifacts out of time and place? Well, that's what they call them. To this day, that's what they call them. Out of place artifacts, yep. It is an acronym for out of place artifact. Fascinating. The box of revelations is a reality. It can be made. With those three missing pieces and relying on the professor's judgment, yes. Do you know what this means, dear friend? Thanks to it, you'll be able to prove to those skeptics on the board that you were right. What am I saying? To those skeptics? To the whole world? Come with me. This device caught my attention, but I didn't know what it was until I saw plans for the box of revelations. Yes, indeed. It appears to be a prototype of sorts. Let's see what you think of my proposal. I've noticed some missing adjustments and some elements that could be improved. I could take care of that while you get the missing pieces. But what about the professor? Should we suspend our search? We're at a dead end. We can waste time wandering around London, or we can save your department at the university. We'll worry about Nelson later. Something tells me he'll show up eventually. Well, what do you say? If the machine works, we can try it at Benwell Street. So count on it. Excellent. Let's recap. We need an ectoplasm sample. Nelson pinned his hopes on Florence Cook. I have doubts about this matter. It's well known that Florence Cook was a fraud. It's also well known that Nelson is the most skeptical investigator in all of England. Trust him. Nelson must know something we don't. All right, where can we find Florence Cook nowadays? She's still conducting spiritualist sessions. She has a cabinet on Rockhall Lane. And there. Professor Silas Bennett is the key to making this machine autonomous. An archaeologist, not an engineer. I wonder how he can help us. We'd have to ask him. Do you know where we can locate him? Yes, he is an author from the London Archaeological Society. And last but not least, we have Eugene Wood, a photographer. The machine can photographically record its surroundings, and that compartment in it seems intended for a photographic plate. But not just any photographic plate. If it were, Nelson wouldn't have had trouble finding one. I'll pay Bennett a visit and we'll find out. Very well, Professor Moore. Pay a visit to those people. Meanwhile, I'll work on the machine adjustments. Bring me the pieces as you acquire them. There is no time to waste. Let's get to it. Yes, okay. Oh my goodness. That was a lot, my friends. Okay, we have so many of these, and I guess when it comes to finding Professor Ward, we're just gonna go, that situation will resolve itself. We have other things to look into. And yeah, you know what? She's right. We are out of leads. Nobody knows where he went. We're not even sure at this point if he stole funds or not. We just don't know. It's a mystery. But we are going to call it for tonight. My voice cannot take any more of this, unfortunately. Oh, that was so much talking. And Harry Houdini did indeed show up. I'm very, very sorry again.
Mr. Houdini, wherever you are. I know you didn't sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That is not the voice I intended to happen, but I can't do a Hungarian accent, so I guess Austrian was just what happened there. Hopefully he doesn't show back up. All right. I hope everybody had fun. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're enjoying this series. I certainly am. I will see you all next time. Have a good one.